Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, the Wrestling Experience, with your host Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, the Wrestling Experience. Now with your host Earl Cole.
Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wrestling Experience here on the Hardcore Sports Network. We hope that you had a good Thursday, and this is Thursday evening. It means only one thing. We're going to be discussing AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite. Apparently, we're having some issues streaming on Twitch here tonight. So the Hardcore Sports Network is trying to um, Twitch is trying to fix the issue here on the Hardcore Sports Network. So um, we're going to I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to and then re-add it. So I'm going to remove it from now, and then we're going to re-add it later. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to the Wrestling Experience. Sorry for all the technical snafus that are going on here, but this is yard and what they do. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to be discussing AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be discussing AEW Dynamite. We're also going to be discussing the Extreme Rules pay-per-view extravaganza that will be taking place this Saturday night on pay-per-view. But I'm not here alone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here alone. Further, what's good? Further, hello, Flames, Legend Sports. Earl, you're lagging. Yeah, I apologize for the technical issues that were going on here. That is because of the Wi-Fi and everything else. We're here. We're good, and we're here tonight on the Wrestling Experience. Hello everyone in the chat. Please hit that like button, and please subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. Subscribe to their YouTube channel, subscribe to their Twitch channel, Hardcore Sports One, and of course, please hit the like button. Very important that you hit the like button on this video, and of course the Hardcore Sports Network. So Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is what's happening here tonight here on the Wrestling Experience. But I'm not here alone tonight, ladies and gentlemen. She is back for an encore presentation. She is a Carolina sweetheart. She is a darling, and I love her very much. I always have fun with her. She's great. She is fantastic. She brings it each and every time on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one and the only Cherry is here. Let's add Cherry to us.
You know how to
Let's add Cherry to
Earl.
yes. Okay.
Here we are. Here we are.
Okay. And Sophia Daphne, hello, how are you? Um, what is happening here with this?
I'm on. You hear me?
All right. I think we
Hey,
now.
Flames.
I think we got it now.
It's been a day.
Um, no, we don't. Come on, come on.
Hello? Hello? I can't hear Earl at all. My, sending him a message because I'm kind of on. I don't know if anyone's watching me. Hi.
Okay. There
Okay.
we go. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Cherry, can you, can you hear me, Cherry?
I can hear you. Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Perfect. Perfect. Welcome to the wrestling experience. I don't know what's going on here, Cherry. I think it's Vince McMahon's voodoo. Something is going on here. I think it's something is
He
going
sent
on.
Papa
It
Shango
just
over there. He sent
yeah.
Papa Shango. Don't don't
Yeah,
start bleeding the
Papa
blood,
Papa.
guys.
Yeah. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for all of this tonight. Um Cherry, what did you make of last night's AEW Dynamite?
I thought it was a pretty good show. It was good given the drama that went down. The reports that came out, during the show about what happened between Sammy Guevara and Andrade. Um, I definitely have opinions on that, but as far as like the show, I really enjoyed it. It was good to see Brian Cage back on Dynamite. I really enjoyed National Scissoring Day. I just thought I got a kick out of that. And my thing was I really enjoyed that first match with MJF and Wheeler Yuta. I think that was probably my favorite match of the night. But I thought it was really good, like overall.
Yeah, I thought the entire show, and I agree with your assessment, Cherry. By the way, I thought that it was great. I thought the show was absolutely great. It served every purpose, it did every value, and it was entertaining all at the same time. So, yeah, so I love the show, and I enjoyed every each and every nuance of the show. So, Cherry, let's talk about this first match for a second, because I'm going to skip around. It was Darby Allen taking on Jay Lethal.
Hmm.
What did you make of the match?
Um, I really enjoyed it. It was, anything with Darby Allin's going to be a little bit of of like a crash, a car crash. It was interesting not seeing him with Sting, but I always miss Sting if he's not on there. That's just my dude. Um, but I thought it was very good. Jay Lethal, someone that I've been watching a long time. I was huge into TNA, especially the X Division back in the day. So I think it's really awesome to kind of see Jay Lethal getting a national spotlight after being in Ring of Honor for so long, and they weren't always on TV in certain markets. So seeing him do his thing, I thought that it was interesting how the embassy came out, and I didn't even I guess I wasn't paying much attention that Brian Cage had joined the embassy. But talk about someone who he looks jacked, like super jacked. I'm like, whoa, he's more jacked than he was before he left TV. But Brian Cage vowing to beat, you know, to beat. Let's see the promo afterwards, where Brian Cage vowed to beat Wardlow. I was thinking, okay, good luck with that. But as far as the match with Darby and as far as the match between Darby and Jay, I thought it was really good. The things that you expect from Darby Allin. He's going to destroy his body. But yeah, I really enjoyed that match, and like I said, I like seeing Lethal being able to get a national audience. So overall, I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, I agree with the entire assessment. I thought the match was great. I thought the match was fantastic. Um, Great little nuance in the match. I like the way they were shaking hands at the end, or they were I'm not sure what this means, but Sherry, let me ask you a question. Do you think that Jay Lethal needs to get away from Sanjay Dutt and Satnam and go on his own?
I said he needs to get away from Sanjay Dutt for like 15 years. Just not, that was a joke, but yeah, I definitely think he's definitely one that is better on his own. I think, him
Right.
in a stable, so to speak. I've never really, that has never really interested me. I think he definitely works better on his own. I would. I think he needs to. Cause I know he and Sanjay are old buddies. It's still really weird for me to see him and Sanjay together after the whole Black Machismo thing, where Sanjay was the one who stole SoCal Val from him in TNA. But yeah,
Right.
I definitely think that he that Lethal is better on his own.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with the entire assessment. Um, yeah, I think that the match was good. I like the match, but what I'm trying to say here is that I think Jay Lethal needs to be on his own. I think it's time that he gets away from that faction and start shooting for the stars, so to
Right.
speak. Like the TNT championship or something like that. He needs something else in this pay window. This thing with Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt, I think it has run its course.
Yes, I
I
agree.
think yeah, I think it has run its course. That the ship has sailed.
Yeah, I definitely.
Um, so yeah, I think we're on the same wavelength as every we are here. Um, how about Hangman Adam Page versus Roosh? That was another good match. That was great. I had
I thought
no issues. Go ahead, Sherry. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I thought it was really good. I'm sorry, I took some notes while I was watching. So
Right.
the whole, when Reese was like choking him with the cord and everything, I was just like, oh Lord.
Right.
But I love the rally at the end with the buckshot lariat. Adam Page is just entertaining to me. I really wish he would have gotten a little bit more of a run as champion, but that's neither here nor there. But the whole thing, afterwards with him and Moxley being set up, that's going to be incredibly interesting. Definitely got my eye on that. But as far as the match goes, I thought it was really good. And yeah, no complaints here. None.
No, I don't have any complaints either. I don't. I thought the match was great. I had no issues with the match whatsoever. Um, I thought everything was good. The nuances in the match was good. Roosh looked good.
He
Roosh looks
did.
great. He's another one that needs to have some kind of that has to have some kind of conversation championship window.
Yeah.
I'd like
There's
to see him in some title matches.
there's something missing with him for me. And it could be that I would like to see him in that kind of situation. I mean, something's not really clicking with me. I mean, he's not that he's bad in the ring. I think he's really good, but I want to see him do something a little bit more interesting. And like you said, maybe a shot at maybe Wardlow would be an interesting challenge for him and something that may
Right,
help him click with me. I wouldn't cheer for him because
right,
I love Wardlow, but uh, I definitely I want to see more from him.
right. Exactly. Um, Let me ask you another question here. Um, the match itself was okay, but did you think it was fast paced or did you think it was slow?
I thought I don't know. I guess it was kind of in the middle for me. I think I was expecting something a little bit more faster. I definitely don't know if they had enough time. Um, I would like to have seen maybe a little bit longer of a match, not like a 30-minute like masterclass or anything like that, but something a little bit
Right,
longer. But I mean, it didn't bore me, but I wasn't like, my head wasn't, shaking back and forth trying to figure out, what move was coming next. So it was in the middle for me as far as pace goes. Sorry, my cat is
yeah,
sneezing.
that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I love love the match. I just wish it had more time. I wish it had
Exactly.
more time to gel.
Exactly.
I think that's what was missing, the gelment part of the match. I think that if it had more time to it and a little bit more element to it, I think it would have been an awesome. I mean, it was an awesome match. It would have made it even more awesome if they had that time and that element
Right.
in it.
Right. And I think,
Um,
and I think that may have helped with the pacing a little bit. It seemed like everything was rushed as far as
right,
making sure things got in, because they still
right,
had matches to go and other plot lines to develop.
right,
But yeah, I mean it was just kind of pace wise it was in the middle for me. But I would like to have maybe seen a little bit more of a faster pace to it.
right. What did you make of the Luchasaurus match?
What there was of it.
Yeah,
Poor
what there was of it, right.
poor Fuego del Sol. He got destroyed, like kind of like what we thought was going to happen. I figured Luchasaurus was going to destroy him, but I mean, what? But Jungle Boy coming out with the chair and the promo. Jungle Boy has gotten so good at promo. I never would have thought that he would have developed in the promo game as he has. But man,
Right.
when he gets that emotion, and you can tell Christian has helped him, but that he puts so much emotion, and he had the emotional toll that this feud has taken on that character. I think he's doing the best
Right.
work of his career so far. So I'm looking forward to
Right.
uh, this match next week with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. That's going to be very interesting because there's such a history between those two. Because I mean, he's known Jungle Boy since he was what 12. Like he started training with him when he was 12. So
Wow.
I'm in. This is one of the feuds in AEW I'm actually very invested in because Christian Cage is such an amazing, I'll just say asshole heel. He is such an amazing. He's so good at that needle, just and knows exactly what to say to piss someone off. And
Right.
Luchasaurus, he's so agile for a big guy, and Jungle Boy is incredible, and his promo game has stepped up so much. Like I said, I'm actually This is one feud I'm very invested in.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with the assessment. This feud is just absolutely I mean, I love this feud. This feud is gold. GOLD, ladies and gentlemen. 24 karat gold. Because
Agreed.
this feud, this feud is absolutely great. I love the way they're building it. I love the way they're doing the nuances of it. I have no issues with this feud whatsoever, and how they're building it and how they're displaying it to you. Yeah,
Agreed.
I agree with you, Cherry. I agree. I agree with your assessment. I think that this is going to be a fantastic match. It's going to tell a very compelling story. And let me just say something. This is a pivotal moment for both men, especially for Jungle Boy, because this is what he is bred has been bred to do here, and to lock in on this feud, and to go after his former friend Luchasaurus, and they're gonna take you on that journey. So I love it. I loved it.
Agreed.
Fuego del Sol, unfortunately, was the jobber master for the night for the monster, and that's
I like
unfortunate.
Ryan.
But
It's like more like a rodeo. It was,
no,
whew, boy,
it was a car pile up on I-95. But I digress.
oh God. Give me. I lived in Richmond for 6.5 years. I know all about 95.
All right. So yeah, so that okay, let's talk about this promo for a second, Cherry. This
Okay.
made me smile, and this was absolutely entertaining. National Scissor Me Day. This was funny. This had to be the most entertaining thing I have seen on television in a long time. And what I liked about it is that it was a promo that made sense. It wasn't something that was mashed together and it made no sense, and it had no beginning, it had no middle, and it had no end.
Yes.
I had no issues with this whatsoever. I found it entertaining. I found it funny at times. Jerry, what did you make of it?
Anytime the acclaimed and daddy ass are on my TV, it makes me smile. So I was loving this. The whole scissor me daddy ass just kills me every single time. I find it funny that Raw is getting ready to do the show with DX on, and the promos that they've shown from the past, they are doing everything they can to completely cut out Billy Gunn from their past programming. If you watch, the promo for DX coming on Monday. But that's just kind of an aside. But I the Acclaimed have really come into their own. I love that. I mean, I don't know. I just they make me smile. Seeing an actual homegrown talent like the Acclaim, a homegrown team like the Acclaim capture gold like they did. I think they should have actually done it at the pay-per-view instead of on TV, on regular TV. But the fact that they still, they still made them champions, and they have represented. I think they're representing that company. I'm actually looking forward. I'm going to WrestleCade in November, and I don't know if Anthony Bowens is going to be there yet, but I know Max Caster is going to be there, so I'm looking forward to meeting him. And I think Billy Gunn's going to be there again too, so I'm looking forward to that. But as far as the promo goes, it having the podium there, it kind of almost harkened back to the DX thing where they were doing their little State of the Union where the I do not have sex with that intern, where he was, where Shawn Michaels was.
Yeah.
It kind of harkened back to me with that. I thought I laughed so, but they laughed so hard, and then Swerve Strickland coming out and trying to, drum up, their rematch, and that Swerve is very entertaining as well. So I thought that these two teams have incredible chemistry with Swerve and Keith Lee with the Acclaim. I think they have amazing chemistry. But the part that made me laugh the hardest was the "This is Daddy Ass's house." That I don't know. That I don't know why it just strikes me as so funny. And I love seeing that. Watching Anthony Bowens really come out and telling his story, and after they won the world the tag team championship, seeing how proud he was, and what and him coming out as a gay man, and embracing who he is, and just sending out that message about bullying, whatever the situation is with bullying, whatever you're being bullied for, just talking about it gets better. I just adore this team. It took me a moment to warm up to them, especially, when Max Caster was very controversial in some of the things that he would say in his raps, but he's toned it down to where it's not, he's not too offensive,
getting
but
suspended.
He's still very edgy in what he says.
Right.
He's not saying really naughty things about Julia Hart. Let's just, just say that. But I love this promo. It is one of my. It's up there with McIntyre and Owens as far as my promo of the year thing for the year. So, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree with your entire assessment. Yeah, I agree. The promo was great. You know what the part I liked the most was when he says, "Okay, I want everybody to go next to your neighbors that you're sitting next to and scissor them." And I was just like, I said, I can't go through that, because I said, now you're gonna sit next to somebody and some stranger and say, "Scissor me, daddy." I don't know what's gonna happen. I said, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. Either you're gonna go home out of the arena in a body bag, or you're
as long as
gonna
it's with
get
the
a
fingers,
beat down
okay.
right in your seat. I don't
As long
know.
as it's scissor with the fingers of it, you're okay.
I thought it was funny. I had no issues with it whatsoever. So yeah, so the promo was great. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Before we continue here, let me just go through the chat here and see what's happening. Let's see. Hardcore Sports One says that Ruby Soho has a broken nose. Oh, that's a
Oh,
shame.
yeah,
Oh,
I saw the
that's a
pictures.
shame.
Actually, it looks gnarly. Bless her. Oh,
Oh, that's terrible. AK Eagles cast. Hello, how are you? Hit that like button. Maybe Toon Peanuts. Hello, how are you? Mitch Kofsky. Hello. Further and thank you very much. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Flame Legend Sports. How are you? And he says hello to you, Cherry. Very
hello,
much.
Flame
Thank you
Legends
very
Sport.
much. Yeah. Sophie.
Sophie
Sophie
Dopey.
says rest. Sophie Dopey. Yeah, Sophie Dopey.
I love that.
Says rest in peace, Sarah Lee. Oh
Oh,
well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm
yeah,
sorry to
it
hear
broke
that.
earlier. It broke earlier today that she passed away. Her mom confirmed it. Oh, she's like 30. She was like 30 years old. It's so sad.
Oh, that's sad.
And she's got little
Um.
kids, really young children too. It's
Oh.
oh.
Oh. Uh. Almighty Finesse. Hello. Jamar Games. Hello. Everyone, please hit that like button. Thank you very much. Um. So let's continue with the AEW Dynamite. Let's talk about this next match. It was for the TNT Championship. It was Wardlow versus. Did we talk about that already?
No, we have not.
Ward.
I talked a
Okay,
little
Ward.
about the promo that Brian Cage did after
Right.
the lethal match, but no, not the match itself.
Oh. Okay. So Wardlow took on Brian Cage for the TNT Championship. Jerry, what did you make of the match?
Um, well, I I don't know if I should really say it. I am a ward hoe, just so you know. If you've seen the things on Twitter, uh, uh, it may come as quite a shock, but some of us females really like Wardlow. But it
Yeah, I
was the
saw. I saw
epitome.
that. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I saw that the wedding is. I seen that the wedding is next week. But
you
anyway, I digress.
know, no, it is not. I'm not cheating on
I'm
Drew.
kidding, folks.
I'm kidding. I'm married. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. No. I will say it was the epitome of what Biggie talked about: meaty men slapping meat.
Right.
It was exactly what I would have expected from these two, and not seeing Brian Cage in quite some time, and seeing how he is beefed up. Oh my gosh, it's yeah, wow. Um, but the modified spine buster that Wardlow did, and the fact that he got Cage into the power bomb was like okay. I was very impressed with that. Wardlow is incredibly strong. Um, so I definitely, the whole, I think he hit him with what, four for the symphony, I guess. Was it three or four?
Yes. I
So
think it
I
was.
thought that
I
was,
I lost count.
yeah. So I thought it was. I mean, it was your, like I said, meaty men slapping meat match. Um, Definitely the right person won, because Brian
Right.
Cage just came back, and Wardlow is killer popular right now. Um,
Right.
and the whole thing with the Gates of Agony attacking him, and then you had Samoa Joe come out. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the team of Wardlow and the Ward Joe team. Samoa Joe, I've never really seen as much, and I love Samoa Joe. I have since the old Ring of Honor days. I used to tape trade Ring of Honor back in
Right.
the day. Um, but I just don't see him much in like a team setting, but it's getting him on TV. So I mean that's always going to be a good thing. But and the CFTR come out, kind of continuing this little like trio thing. I guess. Can we really consider them a faction now? The four of them. I
I
mean,
guess so. I guess so.
uh,
Um,
I don't know. I mean, I really, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. But no, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. Um, there's not much to say about it. Like I said, beefy men slapping beef. So, and Wardlow won. So I'm happy. So,
Yeah, I like the match. I like the match, and I like the way they build up Wardlow as this unstoppable force. And I like that. I like to see that, that those, like you said, this was like this was like two filet mignon steaks just slapping together in a grill. And we want to see who's gonna get cooked first. I mean, that was just it. That's what it was like.
I
That's
will
exactly what it
say,
was like.
I will say one thing about Wardlow is people keep trying to compare him to Dave Batista in the rise of
No,
Batista.
no, no. You can't. He's not.
I,
He's nothing like it.
no, that Dave was a completely different animal. Coin a phrase. Um, and and Dave was my dude. Dave was my Drew before Drew was Drew. So I mean, but I will say that. But I thought I hate when people like compare him saying, "Oh, he's the next John Cena, or he's the next Rock, or he's the next Batista." Let him be the first Wardlow, and let
Right.
him carve out his own legacy. Let him be his own type of wrestler. Don't try to shove him in a box and say, "Oh, he's going to be like Batista," or his rise is like Batista. You know, yeah, that's always kind of bothered me. But anyway,
Yeah, I agree with you with that, and I think that Wardlow has his own identity. I think that
yes,
he is unique. He has his own style, and he's different from anybody else. So I wouldn't compare him to anybody else.
right,
I wouldn't. He's Wardlow. He marched on. He retained the title, and it was the right decision.
yes, agreed.
Here's something that was really good. Athena Athena, Willow Nightingale, and Tony Storm took on Jamie Hayter, Penelope Ford, and Serena Deeb. The match was great. And let me tell you something. You know something? I am starting to be a big fan of Willow Nightingale.
Oh
She is
yes,
she is absolutely fantastic. I love
yes,
her affectionate smile. I love
yes,
her energy. I love what she brings to the table. She is absolutely great. She takes bumps well. She's not sloppy in the ring. She knows her stuff. She moves very well for a woman her size. I mean, she is just absolutely fantastic. I love me some Willow Nightingale. And if you're not a fan of her, you cannot be a wrestling fan. You just cannot be. Because this woman was great. And she had a great coming out party last night. Am I correct, Cherry?
I, I completely agree. I adore her. Like you said, she's very infectious. You can tell she's having fun. So everyone who watches her has fun. I would imagine it's like that for anyone who's in the ring with her. I love the fact that they let her get the pin on
Yes.
Penelope. I would actually like to see
Yes.
Penelope win a match every now and then, but
Right.
I really love the match. I mean, you're gonna have, and when you have women like Athena and Serena and also I'm anticipating the Jamie Hayter face turn. I'm anticipating that because you know it's going to happen. She's very over, and she's going to turn on Britt Baker, or Britt Baker is going to turn on her. Britt, and don't make me do the thing. Don't make me do that.
Hold on, Cherry. Hold on. You did mention her, Cherry. So unfortunately, on my show,
Why can't
we
I
must
keep
say
my mouth shut?
it is Dr. Britt Baker. Oh, hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. It is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
That's about as much energy as you're gonna get from me on that one. But I definitely think that that turn is coming, or which whether it's Britt turning on her or her turning on Britt, because she like I said, she's getting over. She's doing really well, and also, I mean, Toni Storm in this match. I love the fact that she's champion and she's really getting a chance to shine. I think I've told the story on your show before that the SmackDown in Greensboro back in November, SmackDown, I was at that show when she got pied by Charlotte. And
Yeah.
seeing
That was
that,
terrible.
you see her suffer that humiliation when the crowd was really behind her, and the crowd, the energy, just the excitement of the crowd just got sucked right out of the room when that happened. And to see her go from that to where she is now is phenomenal, and I'm so happy for her. But I definitely, for me, the star of the match was Willow Nightingale. I'm really drawn to that personality of hers. She like you said, she's not sloppy. She takes bumps really well. And seeing her get the pin was fantastic. So I thought the match was really good.
Yeah, the match was great. The match was fantastic. I had zero issues with the match whatsoever. I had zero issues. I liked it. You know what I like when she does the pounds. Oh, that thing is so fantastic. And
Oh
then
yes,
she's smacking the mat down with her hands, and she wants the audience to get on the journey with her. And I was just like, yeah, I was like, okay, here we go. Now she's gonna come on stage, and now the spotlight is gonna be on her, and now she's gonna. I knew she was gonna get the pin. I knew it. I
yeah,
knew it. The way she got the tag in the match, and the way the crowd was behind her, and they were cheering for her to do her thing in the ring. I mean, she's great. You know, if I was a wrestler and she was my partner, I would have issues with it. I would have zero issues with it. 'Cause she's fun to work with. She really is. She takes her job seriously, but she also has fun in the same time.
agreed.
And this was great. This was great. What I'm looking forward to is Saraya taking on Dr. Britt Baker. That's what I want to see, and I think that
Is
will happen at.
But is Saraya cleared to wrestle now? Because I'd heard she still
I
wasn't
don't
cleared to
know.
wrestle.
I don't know if she's cleared to wrestle. All I know is Cherry.
I hope she is.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if she's cleared to wrestle, but I would like to see it.
I
I
would love.
would
I mean,
like to see it. Maybe sometime down, maybe we'll
we'll
get to
see.
see that match. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, um, yeah, we will see. So let's talk about this for a second. Will Yuta took on MJF. This was great. This was a good match. This was a good home down. You know, it's like Campbell's soup. It was good. It was good. It was good. It was one of those warm soups that just warm the coggles of your heart. Because you know something, MJF is one of those heels that you just want to smack the crap out of him.
I've
And I
said
digress. But anyway,
I've said before that the last time I've seen someone get that genuine heat, like you want to slap him, um, and
right,
it not be go away heat, like we don't want to see you heat,
right,
but like genuine heat, you
right,
want to see him get destroyed, was Gina Hernandez.
right. Right. And this match was great. This was I thought that this was let me tell you something. I love Will Yuta. Will Yuta goes in there and he knows he's not winning the match, but at least he gives you an effort in it. He's not
Oh yeah.
just this match wasn't one sided. This was just he went back and forth with MJF, but in the end, it was just too much of MJF for him. It was way too much. So MJF goes to the pay window. He wins the match. Cherry, what did you think of the match itself?
I thought that it was great. Anytime Wheeler Yuta is wrestling on my TV, I'm entertained. I think he's so good. And seeing where, I think the first time I ever saw him, it was before this. It was actually at a local um, independent show here in the Charlotte area for PWX. I've seen him at a couple of PWX shows, and the last time we saw him, and Josie got her picture taken with him, was at in Gastonia, and it was the week before he had that match where like he with Moxley where he got all bloody and joined the Blackpool Combat Club. Um,
Right.
he is so good, and MJF, like you said, is the biggest shit heel that you can even imagine. He's so good at making you hate him and want to, because
Right.
there's go away heat, like we don't care. And I have a feeling during the predictions for Extreme Rules, I'm going to be talking about that with a certain someone.
Right.
But this, but he has the heat that you want in a pro wrestler. But the fact is, he can back it up in the ring. He can get in there and he can go, which pisses people off even more, which is fantastic. And I actually think he's underrated in the ring. I think he's better than people even give him credit for with his in-ring work. But I thought the match was great. And speaking of people that like I love seeing on my TV when William Regal came out, of course, I adore William Regal. Um, uh, yeah,
Tread
it,
lightly, Stein. Tread lightly.
I adore when he put those brass knucks on, and it's just like, oh, God. But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, the match, absolutely no issues with me. I thought the match was great, and I look forward to seeing where this whole thing kind of goes with MJF, because it was almost kind of like a weird stare down between him and Regal. I'm intrigued by that exchange.
Yeah, I agree. I like the exchange. I like the way he put on the brass knuckles. I thought he was going to knock someone out. I thought he was going to knock him. I thought he was going to knock somebody. Somebody was going to get knocked out. And I wasn't quite
Not out the
sure
realm of
who.
possibility.
Yeah, anything's possible with William Regal.
You got let me say.
But itself was great. I had no issues with this match
Awesome.
whatsoever. I had no issues. I thought it was great. It was
Agreed.
awesome. It was great. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go up to the main event. This was Daniel Garcia and Daniel Brian Danielson versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. The match was great. This is what I call strange bedfellow match booking. And why I say that is because Daniel Garcia is supposed to be a member of the Jericho's faction, or so we think. Or does he want to go and join the Blackpool Combat Club? I'm a little confused about this. And I thought the match was great. The right outcome took place. And Cherry, what did you make of the match?
I thought the match was really good. I found it very interesting that Sammy Guevara was not told to go home after what took place. As they were going on air. Um, But as far as like the match quality, I mean, when you have people in the ring like Bryan Danielson, it's going to be a really good match. But what intrigued me most is, like you said, the whole he's really supposed to be a member of the Jericho Appreciation Society. And then when he got pinned by Sammy Guevara at the end, that look on Jericho's face, I'm very intrigued with that. That caught my attention. And I thought it was a great way to leave off for the night to end, was that, that just kind of look on his face. I found it was very interesting. But as far as the match quality, I thought it was very good. You had a little bit of a brawl at ringside going on with Jericho and Danielson, and you had a little bit of everything. What you would expect from Chris Jericho and Danielson, and Garcia, I think is a future star. I mean, like a future big star. I'm waiting on him to break out, and maybe if he has a really quality feud with Jericho, that might push him over the edge. But
yeah, I agree.
But I really enjoyed the match. But like I said, the little exchange, the little look after the match intrigued me just as much.
Right. With you, I like the match. I thought the match was great. The tag team. Let me ask you something, Sherry. What was that? What was that thing with Guevara and Andrade? What was that?
Okay, so there was some sort of Twitter exchange the day before. Andrade said something about, I don't know if it was necessarily directed at Sammy, but Sammy took it as he was directing it towards them. And then Sammy quote tweeted him and said, basically to the effect, go ahead and go back to WWE like we all know you want to do, and to F off. Yeah, I mean, it just like escalated and escalated. There was some, it started over Twitter, like all good fights these days do. Yeah, it was, but once again, you got a big brawl before a big night, or, in one case it was after a big night. Tony Khan needs to get his people under control. I'm just going to say it. He's got to stop being buddy and fanboy, and stop worrying about trivial things about WWE when they schedule their pay-per-views. Like if you watch what happened with CM Punk, and when he basically went absolutely
Right.
in that thing, he sat there and took everything that CM Punk said. He didn't say a word about CM Punk, and even when he looked at him saying, when they're asking him who made more money off of me, the three people made more money off of me, and he looked over at Tony and was like, I haven't worked for you long enough for you to be on this list. It was just like, well, and he didn't say a word all that, but if anyone mentioned WWE, he jumped all over that, and all of a sudden he was just like, I'm not going to take this kind of bullshit. Talking about they had scheduled NXT, the NXT show, hours before it didn't even run concurrently with the pay-per-view. So he's more concerned about that and WWE and Triple H living in his head than he is about keeping his house in order. And he needs to worry about that before he worries about anything else. And what happened with Andrade and Sammy Guevara definitely proved that. 5 minutes.
Sherry, I agree with the entire assessment. There's nothing I can add to that. There really is nothing I can add to that, because I've said this on my show many times over, and this rings true. When you have a company like AEW You have to be professional. You have to be professional because here's the thing: you have advertisers, and you have investors, and you have all of these people behind the scenes. I don't think as an investor, I would like to invest my money or my time, to be honest with you, in a company where you can't control everything that goes on here. And that's the problem with Tony Khan. He has too many hands in too many pots.
Agreed. Agreed.
He can't be one person. First of all, yeah. First of all, he has communication issues with his staff. That's a problem. That is
Big
one
time.
problem.
Big time.
Problem, yeah. Problem. The big problem number two. You have to stop being friends with your wrestlers. You have to stop that because what will happen is you're one wrestler step all over you and control the locker room and tell you what to do versus you telling the wrestler what to do because you're the one that's running the company. So because
Exactly.
they're friends, because you're friends with them, oh no, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to be a pushover. No, 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 no.
Right.
You got to be a
And I'll add to that because people were talking about why wasn't Sammy apparently Sammy didn't swing it at Andrade, but Andrade swung and punched Sammy. Um, I don't know who exactly started it, but it sounded. But either way, there's footage of Tony Khan dancing at Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti's wedding. Um, and what happened with Eddie with Eddie Kingston? Not even what was a month ago, maybe between him and Sammy having unprofessional behavior with that too. Um, he's letting certain wrestlers get away with everything, and like I said, you can't be all buddy buddy. You just can't. You have a business to run, and I don't know. Stop being buddy buddy with your wrestlers and stop worrying about WWE and fix your house.
well. That's what I said. I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what I said on my show. I've said the same thing. You in the AEW, they put way too much WWE references in their promos, and I think it's not right. Um, you're focusing on the W. Don't worry about WWE. Don't worry about WWE. Focus
Right.
on your house and
Yep.
stop being a friend first and a boss second. Flip
Agreed.
that coin over. Flip the
Yep.
coin over and be a
Ex-
boss first and put your friends in the file cabinet.
Right.
Because if you can't control your house and you're going to allow wrestlers to make chaos for you back professional, you're not going to last long.
Right.
You're not going to last long.
Right.
You
Exactly.
will last. You will not last another 3 or 4 years. I'm telling you,
Agreed.
because that will start to poison the atmosphere in the locker room, and that will destroy what you're trying to build or what you're trying to convey to everyone who is your investor, which is the audience.
Yep. And it's already starting to happen. I mean, you saw what happened with Punk and I mean, you had a trainer bite one of your executive vice presidents, whether they're
Yes.
whether they're one of whether they're a wrestler or not. You really mean to tell me that you're gonna keep someone employed that what wasn't part of a storyline bit a wrestler? Really? I, I, I
Right.
want to see AEW stick around. I do, but they can't keep they can't if they first of all they keep poking that bear of WWE. Triple H is not Vince McMahon. He's not a senile old man that will bury his head in the sand and pretend you don't exist. Triple H will put his foot on your throat and stomp. Triple H will
Right.
not play. And get your stuff in order and worry about what you're doing instead of what they're doing. And yeah, it's I don't get it. I just
No,
I don't
I
get it.
don't get it either. I'm kind of concerned about that. You know, if you want to last another 3 years, you got to control you got to control and you got to control the atmosphere of the beach
Agreed.
and stop being a friend and start being a boss.
Agreed.
That's all I have to say.
Agreed.
Get your house in order, get your stuff in order, fix your time management issues, fix your communication issues, stop being friends with your wrestlers, and don't let anyone run all over you
Exactly.
because that will be a disaster, a major disaster. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is AEW Dynamite. We went over the entire show, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everyone that's in the chat right now. Sports Network on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Cherry's channel, and subscribe to everyone here on the internet because they all deserve some love and they all deserve some subs. They really do. And Cherry, you have been fantastic here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um,
It's always a pleasure.
despite all yes, despite all the little glitchy witchy botchy watchy things that are going on here tonight, we still are right. We're still pushing forward. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Cherry, are you ready to get extreme? Because this Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Wells Fargo Center, the premier live event of WWE Extreme Rules will happen live on Peacock, pay-per-view, and satellite. If you are a Dish subscriber and you want to watch Extreme Rules on Dish, well, then you need to call 1-800-333-DISH. That is 1-800-333-DISH. And I'm the one that told you that. And I'm the one that says that.
Tell them Earl
But don't right. No one else on there will give you that number. So if it's not right, then don't call me on Twitter. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this prediction. First of all, Cherry, it is women's championship. Hey, Josie, how are you tonight? You look lovely.
It's
You
bedtime.
do. You have a great, yeah. You have a great mom. She is fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Can you put yourself to bed?
She is the mother of the year. Yes, mother
Oh,
of the year, the mother of the decade. Yes.
oh God,
She's a good one.
I appreciate that. It
Yeah,
never
you
stops.
do. No, Cherry, no. Hey, I give you kudos all the time, Cherry. You're a good
You
mom.
got when you got dance 5 nights a week, it never stops. So
I know. My mom raised 5 kids. I know. Um. So anyway, for the for the championship, Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match. Now, let me explain something to everyone. What an Extreme Rules match is. This match they'll probably use table. They will probably use a ladder. they will probably use some chairs. This match is going to be woolly, wild, and all over the place. Um, Terry, what do you think? Who is going to win the SmackDown Women's Championship?
I'm going to give you who I want to win and who I think is going to win because they're two totally different people. I would love to see Liv Morgan continue her reign. I think she's done pretty good as champion so far. The spot where she, went through the table with Shayna was fantastic. I didn't think Liv had it in her. I loved it. I would like to see her get a convincing win over Ronda. But I think Ronda's going to wind up. I think Ronda's going to wind up winning it because Triple H loves money, just like Vince McMahon does. He proved that at Clash when Roman Reigns retained. Don't get me started on that. I mean, he's not as predictable as Vince McMahon is. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see where he goes with that. Is he going to really invest in the future with Liv, or is he going to do the predictable thing where, we can set up, this person versus Ronda Rousey, this person versus Ronda Rousey, this person versus Ronda Rousey. But I mean, I want Liv to win, but I think Ronda's going to take it.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on the same wavelength as you, Cherry. I think we're going to have a new SmackDown Women's Champion, and I think Ronda is going to win. But you know something? Here's the thing. Everybody is so against Liv Morgan, and I don't know why. I mean, yes, I understand when she first came into the main roster, she was just in purgatory. She was buried, basically buried. And she just lose match after match after match after match. And nobody really took her seriously to the point where people got turned off.
Right.
But then she won the Money in the Bank. Then she, on the same night, cashed it in and won the championship against Ronda. Ever since then, people are still against her. They still don't believe in her. They don't want her to win. They want her to lose not every single time she defends that title. They want to see her drop the strap. They don't believe in her, and I feel bad about that. I feel bad about that because she deserves some kind of redemption. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. Don't you think that after you were buried so many times and you lost so many matches, don't you think at some point of the end of the table there is the redemption door, and don't you think that the person should go through that door? So I'm at a loss.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt at Clash with that main event. But yeah, I agree. And Liv is such a sweetheart and such a good role model for young girls. She's adorable.
Right.
I think she's held herself up as a champion. Like she really presents herself as a champion, and she's improved dramatically in the ring. Her promo still could use a little bit of work, but she's improved with that as well. I really want her to win because I adore her. It just depends on if Triple H is going to take the Vince McMahon approach to I want a big money match instead. I say build Liv Morgan up to make her a big money match draw, but I mean that's just me. But unfortunately, I think Ronda, and I'm not a Ronda fan, and I think Ronda's going to win it.
Yeah, well, you know something? I'm not a Ronda fan either. She can't cut a promo. Ronda Rousey is terrible at promos.
I have a 9-year-old that
God,
cuts a better promo than her. I mean, yeah,
oh, her promos are so. I mean, we've talked about this before. You've been on my show many times over, Cherry, and we've
yeah,
talked about this so much. With this woman can. Oh my God, this woman. If the doctor told her she had 2 weeks to go and that was it, she needed to cut a promo to say she couldn't do it. She just couldn't. She just
it's bad.
couldn't do it.
It's bad.
She is so bad. Oh my God, she couldn't do
It,
it. She couldn't
it's
do
pretty.
it. I'm sorry. Her promos are awful.
Yeah, I agree.
Other than that, other than that, yeah. Other than that, um, I, everything that you just said, Cherry. A lot of people would disagree with you, and they would not be. They don't agree with the assessment. I agree with everything you just said. I'm in the same wavelength as you. Um, as I said before, she needs some kind of redemption. And that's what I'm trying to convey to people. But you see, people don't seem to understand. They're not open-minded to it.
Hmm.
That's the problem. When you're
Right.
not open-minded to something, it is hard. It is a nut to crack because it's not gonna resonate. It will not resonate with them. It resonates with me. I understand it. She wants to get redemption. Maybe Triple H likes her. Maybe he will make her redemption. Maybe he's fond of her. You know how this gonna swing here. But everybody is saying that Ronda Rousey's gonna destroy her. This is gonna be a one-sided match. This is not gonna last long.
I don't think she's
I
going to
don't
destroy
know.
her. I don't think it's going to be one sided by any stretch of the imagination. But it just depends on, like I said, how whether or not Triple H is going to really invest in the future, like he always said he wanted to do with NXT, or is he going to go with you know a big money match for WrestleMania?
Yeah. Now let's talk about this for a second. This is Cherry's favorite favorite conversation. It is Drew McIntyre, and he
Yeah.
will be taking on a scrap match. Now, let me explain to you all what a scrap match is if you don't know.
Oh God.
Both men will be tied to the wrist, to be tied to the wrist by a strap. And when the bell rings, ladies and gentlemen, they can use it any way they want. They can choke their opponent with it. They can whip their opponent. They can do whatever they want with it. Tie the opponent's legs to it. I've seen where they've wrapped the strap around the neck and then they fling them over the top rope and they choke them with it. I've seen that. Whatever is necessary to win the match. But here's the thing. Drew lost at the Clash of the Castle. Okay, he lost at the last pay per view, and everybody. I was horrified. I was disappointed that he did not win the unified title. But however, I digress. Um,
I will
here's
never
the
digress
thing
on
that
that.
I no. But anyway, here's the thing that I think should happen here. Um, I think that Drew McIntyre should win the match. He needs some kind of pay. He needs some kind of redemption here. You made him lose at the last pay per view. He should not be losing here. He should not be losing here. Um, and forget about what everybody is saying about Scarlett interfering in the match. I don't know about that. I do not care about that. All I want to see is Drew take that strap, Mr. Cross, and give him what he deserves. And then when he's incapacitated, with the strap after he whipped the snot out of the man. Then just give him the claymore and just pin him 1, 2, 3. His music comes on and he marches forward in the contest. Cherry, what do you think of this match? And who's winning the strap match? Well, I think I already know.
Well, well,
That was a dumb question. That was a dumb question. But
we know who
I
I
digress.
want to win. Um, so I'm having so much anxiety over this match. Because okay, I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. Karen Cross is terrible. He is terrible. He is. I'm sorry. He had every match he had in NXT. He had to be carried in that match. You should this far into your career. I can understand if you've been in it for 2 years, maybe 3 years. You should not be carried in a match if you've been in it as long as he has. He was carried by Finn Balor. He was carried by Adam Cole. He was carried by Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. There is no way on earth that any of those men should be jobbing to him. No way whatsoever. I'm sorry. People love his entrance and blah, blah, blah. He looks like he bought a fog machine at Hot Topic and some strobe lights. Okay. Oh, I'm scared. I'm terrified. I call him Killer Clown for a reason. I think he is dog crap in the ring. He's worse on the mic. They have to do these overproduced promos to even make him look remotely interesting, and it's not working. He gets zero crowd reaction. Zero. So the week after he initially attacked Drew, I was at the Raleigh show. And that was it was a North Carolina crowd. So the North Carolina crowd is always excited, and everyone got cheered, booed. Everyone got the appropriate reaction. He came on the screen, and it was, I won't even say it was crickets. The crickets were not even interested enough to chirp. It was dead silent. And it wasn't like, ooh, let's listen to what he has to be quiet. So we listen to what he has to say. It was, let me look through Twitter. This guy's on. I mean, and I'm not joking. And other people that have gone to SmackDown shows that I know have said the same thing. That the same thing happens in the arena. Like Drew comes on, people are just like screaming but people on Twitter are just like, the Cross must win this. He has to win this. It's his first big paper. Why? And people said, well, Drew can look strong in defeat. Why does he have to be the one looking strong in defeat? Because we know Drew's going to be carrying this match. If he didn't have back problems before, he's going to have back problems now from carrying this dude on his back. Because he's carrying it. And I was really worried that because Triple H loves him, some Hot Topic Killer Clown, he loves him for some reason. I don't get it. I don't get, like, I don't care who he's against, whether it's against Drew or not. I don't get him. I never have. And like I said, you should not be being carried in a match as long as he's been in the game. At this point, he should be giving as much as he's getting, and it's not. Right. I was really worried because people on Twitter are saying Cross has to win this, but now we have this little thing because people were really pissed about Drew not winning at Clash like he should have, and he's number one in merch sales. He beat Roman in the Bloodline in merch sales. That's a big deal. So Drew is more popular than he was before. So are you really going to take that momentum away from him to give it to this guy who Triple H just inserted in the middle of the biggest championship build? Why was he inserted in that? Everyone was anticipating Drew versus Roman, even though Roman wasn't there, but maybe a third of the time to put this feud over. Drew had to carry that feud on his back. So why was he inserted in this? I don't get why he doesn't start in the mid card and work his way up. Gunther would be more of a worthy opponent for Drew than this one. I don't get it. And no, I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget he was wearing a bondage helmet the last time we saw him. No, I'm not forgetting that. Drew's got to win this to keep the momentum.
Oh my gosh.
Got to win this. I can't. I will not accept anything other than that. I can't accept anything other than Drew winning this match. Not against
Ladies
him.
and gentlemen, the cherry rant has been brought to you by Cheap Smoke Machines. If you want some cheap smoke machines for the night, and you want cheap smoke, try cheapsmokemachines.com. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, dry ice and a cake. Ooh, I'm so scared. Fall and pray. Fall and pray is more like yawn and snore. He's bored.
I'm gonna have to call Karrion Kross tonight after the and let him know that his Thanksgiving nation has been declined. Anyway,
He's already blocked me on Twitter. I never said
my God.
I never added him either. I never tweeted at him. Dang. I never tweeted at him with things. He was vanity searching. He was vanity searching. But apparently he went on a blocking spree like right before Clash happened. And I was one of them.
Oh my gosh. I guess he didn't like your spicy comments. That's too bad. Aw.
I'll cry about it later. I'll just,
I love that.
They tweeted that he was
sorry.
I was just gonna say they tweeted that he, to watch the Buck at 3:00 on Saturday, that he and Scarlett are going to be there. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't have to. I'm good.
I'm not even gonna expound upon what you just said. I loved it. It was the most entertaining rant I've ever seen on my show.
I mean, was I wrong though? Should someone?
No, I'm not going to argue with you, Jerry. I'm not going to do that. I
don't get it. I don't get why Triple H put him in the middle of Drew versus Roman, and then you're going to have Drew lose, which he shouldn't have lost. Let's face it. Drew should have won that match. And I could go on a whole nother rant about that and how pissed off I am at that. But you're going to put him in a no-win situation when he is more popular than ever. He just beat Roman for merch sales, which I don't think anyone has done. I mean, next month with the White Rabbit thing, that and I know we'll get to that at some point. That may change, but to beat Roman at merch sales, because that's the first thing that Roman fans love to throw up to you on Twitter is he sells the most merch. Well, just saying. But are you really going to are you going to kill that momentum for Drew, given that he should, that he lost that match? Are you going to really make him your number one face of the company lose 2 pay-per-view matches in a row? Right. And to someone who is not proven on the main roster and that no one really cares about other than his little fans on Twitter. So like I said, why can't he lose? Why can't he look strong? I don't know.
Right. I don't get it either. But I loved. I mean, that was the best entertainment I've seen. I loved it. It made me smile. It made me smile. It did. It made me smile. I said,
I
this Drew
try to be
fan, this
entertaining in my
Drew
shade. I try
fan,
to be
this Drew, yeah." I was like, yeah, this Drew fan is about to chop up some Damian Cross salad. Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
Oh God, I
I hope Drew whips him pillar to post. I think I just I hope it.
I know. Um, talk about this next match for a second. It is for the Raw Women's Top Championship. It is Bianca Belair versus Bailey in a ladder match. Now let me just explain something to my audience. This is the first time ever that the Raw Women's title will be contested in this fashion. This is the first time that Bianca Belair will defend her title in this fashion against Bailey. Damage Control has been on fire lately, and this match can go either way, it can swing either way. But everyone says that we are going to have a new Raw Women's Champion in Bailey. Um, Cherry, what do you think?
Um, I'm really looking forward to this match. I'm a big fan of both of them. I was at SummerSlam. I think you know that. We went to SummerSlam and we saw Bailey return with Dakota and Io.
Right.
And it was an incredible moment. I've been anticipating Bailey coming back, but I'm also a huge fan of Bianca. She is so charismatic. She's so good in the ring. She's so fluid. She is so athletic. Um, and and I don't know if you knew this, but Josie was on her Instagram back in the summer. It was adorable. But I I love Bianca as champion. She carries herself like a champ, and but I I don't know. I have a feeling Bailey's going to win. I have a feeling that they're going to let Bailey take this.
Yeah, I think that that is the road they're going to travel on. I believe that that's the road they're going to travel on. Damage Control right now is it has a momentum, and
Yes.
why would you stifle that? And why would you stifle that momentum? So, based
Yep.
upon what I said, and based upon what you said, and I am going to have to agree with this, we're going to get a new champion.
I think Bailey's going to.
Bailey, yeah, Bailey is going to win this match.
And they need to
She
do
is
something
going.
to make up to her for how she was treated at WrestleMania 37. Please don't get me started on that.
Yeah. Don't get me.
Yeah, but Bailey is so good. I
Um,
When I first started watching her on NXT and up through her main roster initial run, I never would have imagined her as a heel ever. But man, she has proven to be so good at it. She's so
yes.
good on top of being really, really good in the ring. Um, I would love at some point. I would love to see her and Sasha back in the ring together. It would be amazing. I hope it happens.
Yeah.
But but Bailey and Bianca have incredible chemistry in the ring. I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to this match, like really anticipating this match. And I love Bianca, but I think Bailey's going to take it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a new Raw Women's title. I think that this is going to be great. Here's another match going to be great. This is I call Take My Money Please. It is Seth Rollins taking on Matt Riddle in a fight pit. Now, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This feud has gold written all over it. 24 karat gold. This is the final segment of this feud. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be physical. Do you want me to say that again? This is going to be physical. And why I say that is this. The last time Riddle was in a fight pit was on NXT, and he knocked the teeth. I'm telling you the truth. He literally knocked the teeth out of to where he was so bloody. It was absolutely fantastic. And if you think that that was something, I think that this match is going to be the match of the night. This is going to be a war in this fight pit. This is going to be a war. And I can't wait to see this match. I am excited. I love this feud. I thought it was great. They told a story. They keep putting it off, then they turned it on, then they were putting it off, and then they turned it on. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I am invested in this 1010%. And I'm looking forward to the match. Cherry, what about you?
I'm I am all take my money. I am so ready for this match. They were initially supposed to fight at SummerSlam, and when that match kind of got pushed back, I was disappointed because I wanted to see this, but they made the right call pushing it to that first match to Clash because man, and talk about personal. I I swear when the promos that have been between the two of them, the whole, and especially Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is eating these promos. I mean, he is, oh my God, he's been vicious. He has like, talked about, he's not allowed to see his kids and oh my God, I I'm telling you, this has emotion. I thought that the set of matches he had with with Edge and Cody um, had a personal tinge to it. I think this has surpassed all of those. Both of those feuds, it has surpassed it. This match, I think, has the potential to be better than any of the ones he had with Edge and the ones that he had with with Cody. I this is going to be brutal as hell. But Seth can hold his own in a setting like this. I mean, you'd normally think that something like this would the advantage would go to Riddle. Not necessarily. I think Seth could hold his own in this. And of course, you got refing is going to be Daniel Cormier, which should be interesting. But as far as my prediction, whew, I mean, you want to say, the face comes out on top normally, but I think Seth Rollins is going to take it. I think he's going to take it.
Yeah, I think that is the road we're gonna travel on. I believe you're right, Cherry. I think Rollins is gonna win this match. Like I said before, this match is it's almost like TNT Dynamite. You want no pun intended. This is gonna be explode. This is going to explode inside the fight pit. And let me just tell you all something. For all of you who are going to see this match live, do not wear white because you
Oh,
will
no.
not look the same. You're not going to look the same when you leave the arena. I'm telling you that right now. You will
This
not.
is going to be the one match that Triple H will allow blood in because
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not going to be on network TV. So I mean, I say go
This
for it.
match is going to be physical.
Yes. I mean, I think,
Yeah.
and I will say
This
that
is
I will say that I thought that when Randy Orton went down with his injury, that Matt Riddle might kind of be like a sitting duck as far as like putting him in a storyline or in a feud. Man, he has proven me wrong. He has gone into this feud just just all in, and of course Rollins is all in. That one where they had that side by side promo, and the off camera remark about his ex-wife and kids. Jesus, that this goes beyond showing up at someone's house and drinking their orange juice. This is nasty, and and the fact that at one point they really did have beef because of Riddle's ex-wife and what she said about Becky adds another layer to this. It's just this feud really has my attention. But I think Seth's going to come out on top.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment. I agree with the entire assessment, and I like it. Here's another thing that we all need to. It's going to be good too. It is Edge versus Finn Balor for the first time ever in an I Quit match. Now, this feud is the same as Rollins and Riddle. It meets them right here. The feud goes right here. And again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, another match of the year quality material we have here. Now, here are the rules for an I Quit match. If you don't know what an I Quit match is, you need to beat your opponent so bad, so methodically bad, that they cannot continue. And they tell the referee, they utter the words, I quit. Not I give up, I quit. You need to say the word I quit. Let me tell you something. This feud with Judgment Day and Edge has been fantastic. They keep giving you little nuances of the soup. First, Judgment Day beats down Edge, and they think he's going away. Then he comes back, and then he comes. But there's another element here to this feud. You, Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic, who, by the way, is being controlled by Rhea Ripley. I have no issues whatsoever with this feud. I have no issues with Rhea Ripley controlling Dominic. But one thing is, what was that, Jerry?
I said neither does Dominic.
No, no, I don't think so. But I digress. Anyway, anywho, the match is going to be fantastic. Cherry, what do you think? Who is going to win the match?
Okay. Well, first of all, as an aside, I would like to say that I was at the Great American Bash in the cage I Quit match that was between Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard. I was there as a little girl. I was there.
Right.
So I know some things about I Quit matches. So Edge and Finn are two of my absolute favorites. Edge is my number 4 of all time. If I have a Mount Rushmore, it's Sting, Drew, Bret Hart, and Edge. Those are my 4 guys. Oh. And Finn is in my top 10. I mean, Finn is in my top 10. He is so good. And if the buzz is to be believed, they have big plans for him, which really excites me. The things that Vince McMahon did to him disgusted me. He got injured and was going to be away for a few months. So they made him give up the titles. Yet Roman Reigns sits at home most weeks and he gets to keep the titles. That's never set well with me. And the same thing when Brock Lesnar was champion too. None of that ever set right with me. And the fact that Finn never even got a sniff of that until he went against Roman, and the whole that turnbuckle thing, I still don't know what the crap that was about. You have two incredible pro wrestlers. Edge is so good. Whether he's heel or face, he is so good. And I am loving heel Finn Balor. I'm loving it. I love the Judgment Day. The whole adding the thing with AJ Styles is I'm salivating at the idea of Finn versus AJ. I am just dying for that. And this match too, I am fully invested in this. To me, Rhea and Dom and Damian are kind of you're going to have that element. So is Edge going to have someone to watch his back? Is Ray going to be able to watch his back? Is he finally going to be able to smack Dominic upside his head? Is he, is AJ going to help out? We don't know. I mean, there's not really any rules in an I Quit match other than you make them say I quit. That's it. I love Edge, love him, but Finn Balor needs to win this match to get to whatever they have planned for him. It needs to be led in with a big win against Edge. And I think that's what's going to happen. Right. But I mean, forgive me. I love Edge. Please. Every version of Edge. I love it. But I think to really establish this heel persona for Finn Balor and leading him into these bigger things that they're saying is ahead for him. He's got to beat Edge. And I think he will.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with your assessment. And
but I can't really see one of them quitting though. That's what's
that's the hard part. That is the hard part.
I can't see Finn saying it. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. I think there's gonna be some sort of shenanigans in it. But Finn Balor needs to win this. I think he's going to.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree, but here's the thing, Cherry. How is Finn Balor going to make Edge a Hall of Famer like Edge say words "I quit"?
I don't know. That's
the most intriguing part. If you want him to win the match, okay, fine. But my question to you is if you and I were the bookers of this match, and I was sitting down with you, Cherry, and I said to you, Cherry, okay, we want Balor to win this match. We have to go to Triple H and say, we're going to go on the side of Earl Caution and we're going to give it to Balor. But me and Cherry are at a loss here. We don't know how in the world was I quit. That's the problem we have. That is the major problem that we have here.
I don't.
What are you going to do? What are you going?
I was going to say I don't see them doing like what they did with Rock and Mankind in their I Quit match. Where they pre-record Edge saying I quit and then they play it over the thing. That's probably the only way you're going to get him to do that or to make it look like he did that. Because I can't see Edge saying I quit unless Balor just beats him so horribly that he can't respond to anything, that he is just out. And they call the match, which is not unheard of. Hell in the Cell, Fiend and Rollins.
That was dumb. That was dumb.
Oh God, I'm still having PTSD from that. Um, I I just I I don't know how you're going to do it. That I can't see either one of them quitting. I, oh God, that's what I mean, I'm really anticipating this. When I first heard it was going to be an I Quit match, I was just like, but who's going to quit and how are they going to get them to quit? Because I don't see it. So this should not this is going to be not just great. It's going to be fun to watch. So
Right. Um. Yeah, I agree with your assessment. I don't know what's gonna happen here.
yeah,
Inquiring minds want to know.
yep.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Look at
So okay, so we are in agreement on everything here tonight, and
yep.
we're up to the last match, ladies and gentlemen. We're up to the last match. It is the Brawling Brutes taking on the Imperium in what they're calling a good old fashioned Donnybrook match. Now, if you all want to know what a Donnybrook match is, okay, first of all, that's an Irish term. That is something where you go into the bar and they like, hey bruh, you disrespect me and boss you in the head with a beer bottle and everybody starts fighting and it is just gonna be woolly wild and all over the place. Well, that is exactly what this match is gonna be like. No rules. This match has no rules. Let me tell you something. I love the Imperium. I love the Imperium. I love the way they come to the ring. I love Gunther. I think he's great as an intercontinental champion. I have no issues with this faction whatsoever. Um, but now I'm kind of like conflicted here. Um, who's going to win this match, and who really deserves to win this match is a great question. Week after week after week, the Imperium has been taking out the brawling brutes. And I think it's time that they get their but if you want the Brutes to win, they cannot pin Gunther. Do
no.
not pin the Intercontinental Champion. Do
No.
not do that. Maybe one of the Imperium. Yes, you can pin one of the Imperium. That's fine, but do
It,
not pin Gunther because I don't want to see that.
unless Sheamus
I
wins
don't.
on Friday.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's a great question. But I just don't want to see Gunther get pinned in this match. I don't want to see that
I don't think
happen.
I
I
don't
do
see
not
that
want to see that. If you take him out of the equation and you made him look strong by pulling him out of the ring or whatever, and the brawl continues and the Imperium gets neutralized and they get the pin, okay, that's fine. So
happening.
I don't have no issues with it. But
Right.
I don't know who's going to win this match because it could swing either way. This is a swing my way, swing that way kind of a. Cherry, what do you think of this match?
Okay, this is another one I'm really looking forward to because I love Imperium. Um, but I love the Brawling Brutes even more, especially Sheamus. I'm a big Sheamus fan. I mean, kind of goes in hand with being a Drew fan. Knowing where he and Sheamus kind of came in together and everything. I've always loved Sheamus. I love seeing him get the love that he's been getting lately. He's so deserved this for years. Um, I definitely, but I mean, you want to make Imperium look strong because they're kind of a newer faction since they've added in what's his name? Oh, God, didn't they change his name? Oh God, I
Eichner?
can't. I yeah, I can't keep their I can't keep the name changes straight sometimes. No, Kaiser.
No.
Yeah, Kaiser. I actually met Kaiser and Gunther at one of the Superstar experiences, and they were awesome. And Josie just like lit into to Ludwig Kaiser. It was fantastic. But as far as the match goes, so the Donnybrook thing, isn't it the same thing that Drew and Sheamus had on the SmackDown before SummerSlam with the Shillelaghs? Didn't it? Wasn't that also called like a Donnybrook match?
I don't know if that was called a Donnybrook. Maybe it was a Chalet on the pole match.
No, there was no pole involved. Vince Russo
there was
did
no
not.
pole. No, there was no pole involved. Oh, okay. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're absolutely right. Maybe this was a Donnybrook.
But
yeah,
I mean, I think it'd be great if they had the Shillelaghs around. If they had like a bar set up where you could like run someone on the bar with the bottles set up like in the Wild West, with some sort of bar fight type scene.
Or have some sugar glass bust over the head of the sugar glass.
This is going to be a lot of fun. I think it depends on whether or not Sheamus wins the Intercontinental Championship the night before. I hope he does.
Right.
I would love to see Sheamus be the only ultimate Grand Slam champ, because he's had everything, including Money in the Bank and King of the Ring and Royal Rumble. He's the only one. If he gets the Intercontinental Champion, he'll be the only one that's the ultimate. And I think that would be fantastic. I think it depends on what happens with that. I think if he loses the match on Friday, the Brawling Brutes are definitely going to win. I don't think in any capacity, even if Sheamus wins and the Brawling Brutes win the next night, Gunther's not getting pinned. It's going to be the Italian guy, or Kaiser, that's going to get pinned. Yeah. And we'll see which one gets pinned if Gunther chops them like he did Kaiser, during those couple of weeks. Oh, Jesus. I just know that match between Gunther and Sheamus at Clash was, oh my God, it was brutal. It was everything I wanted out of a match between the two of them. It exceeded my expectations. It was so good. And Sheamus is so freaking good. Pete Dunne, I'm not calling him Butch. Pete is, I love the unpredictable, scrappy character he's playing. Ridge Holland has kind of come along. I know there's been some bumps in the road with him, especially, with the Big E injury and everything. I know he felt horrible about that. But he's come along. He's not a polished product yet, but they are a really good unit, though. That is one faction I really, really like. The three of them together. Imperium is, relatively new as far as the three of them being together on the main roster. I mean, obviously they were together in NXT. But as far as my prediction goes, I'm going to go with the Brawling Brutes, and I think it's going to be Sheamus pinning either the Italian guy or Kaiser. Gunther's not getting pinned.
No. I again, like I said, I don't want to see. I do not want to see nobody pinned Gunther. I don't want to see that. It makes the champion look weak. It makes him look terrible. I don't want to see that in the booking. Do not book that. Do not do that. I don't like seeing that. No. But ladies and gentlemen, that is Extreme Rules. Just to let everybody know that this Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, I am hosting the watch along for Extreme Rules, and I hope that you'll tune in for that because it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I am going to host the show, and I'm going to describe to you exactly what we're watching as I watch along with the entire audience. Another thing I want to just add also that last Monday night we did the Raw watch along go home show. And I'm going to tell you this, Cherry. I woke up Tuesday morning to something that I think is absolutely fantastic. And I want to thank my audience. We got 315 views on the video. We broke the internet. I want to thank everyone who has watched my show, who has supported this show. And again, another accomplishment that this show has done is when we did the AEW All Out Watch Along. We got 556 views on the video. 556. So I want to thank everyone who broke the internet and who have watched my show and who has risen this show up to its crescendo. We have a new intro, then we have a new background, we have everything new. This show has been enhanced by the Hardcore Sports Network to the 3.0 level. So I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. And right now we are up to 245 subscribers. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm beaming with pride and I'm so humbled. And Cherry, you have been awesome tonight.
Thank you.
You have been awesome. You are awesome every time you come on. Your backstories are great. You are great. You're funny. You're infectious. You just I just can't get enough of Cherry. I can't get enough of her. I go to her. She gives me a slice of her time. She said, "Sure, I'll come on." When everyone else falters, you could always count on Cherry.
Oh,
She's always there. It's almost
thank
like when you listen to the Mary Tyler Moore show. If you ever listen to the theme of the Mary Tyler Moore show, think of Cherry. Yes, because she
I
can
need my
turn the
cat.
world on. Yeah, yeah, she can turn the world on with her smile. Yes, Cherry can do that. Cherry can do that and more, ladies and
Thank,
gentlemen. Yes, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, Cherry.
thank you.
Um,
Thank you. I forgot to tell you. I did forget to tell you, by the way. The Drew
this
shot,
kid from
the
yeah,
Drew shots, the Drew shots, and the Celtic invasion were fantastic at the Clash
yeah.
party. The Drew shots were
Oh,
really good,
I'm so glad.
but that Celtic invasion
I'm.
was incredible. And I needed it to numb the pain from that main event. I needed it. And man, it didn't. I mean, I was still really pissed, but man, I it hit the spot. They were fantastic. Thank you for the idea.
No. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm glad that the Drew shots worked out. For most of you who don't know, the last time Cherry was here, we were talking about Drew McIntyre at Castle, and we were talking about everything. And Cherry mentioned that she was having a party. And I says, well, what kind of drinks you going to be serving at this party? And then we were going on and back and forth and everything else. So then I popped in my head and I said, wait a minute. She is a staunch, and what I mean staunch. Don't mess with her now on Twitter. She is a Drew McIntyre fan. So I said to her, I said, why can't you create some Drew shots? And she lit up like a light bulb. And I was like, yeah, fantastic, fantastic. So when
Uh,
you take those Drew shots, this when you do it this Saturday for Extreme Rules, just think of the wrestling experience and the host who gave you that Just think.
So, you want me? I didn't tell you what was in those two drinks because I literally made them up like right after the show. You want me to tell you what was in the drinks? I can tell you my secret recipes.
Oh,
So
please do. Oh, please.
okay, so the Drew shots was like a quarter blue curacao and 3/4 of
Okay.
cherry vodka, and then you mix it with ice, shake, a shaker or whatever, and those are the Drew shots. You definitely need the ice with it because if you have it without it being chilled, oh boy, it's sweet. That curacao makes it sweet. Oh, so
Yeah.
so then we had the Celtic Invasion, which was in honor of not just Drew, but Sheamus, and the fact that they were in the UK. I was just like, okay, so I came up with, so it's half blue curacao, half pucker sour apple. So the blue is blue curacao is for Drew, the pucker sour apple, the green is for Sheamus, and then a splash, just a splash of the cherry vodka, and then no, so it's a quarter, and then a splash, and then half of it as you can either have 7-Up or Sprite. I use Sprite, and make sure you have ice in it. That drink was so refreshing and so good. Like I said, the pain from that main event. It told it's the ending of it anyway. The ending of the main event anyway. It helped a lot with that. But because I know we were talking about it the last time, so I wanted to let you know what was in the Drew shots in the Celtic Invasion. So, and thank you for the.
I love it. I love it, Cherry. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm just glad everything worked out. I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm sorry about the main event. I really am. I was heartbroken, as you are, as everybody else was. There were moments in the match where I had thought, wow, man, this was going to be somebody's year, but it just didn't work out. But at least one thing is that the drinks were flowing and my inspiration was passed on to you. So it's a win-win for me.
Yeah,
Um,
it was and we had fun. And Denise, who was on the show with me that night, she was up here for the pay-per-view.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with those shots.
Yeah, Denise was great too. I enjoyed Denise. I enjoyed the both of you that night, and I was glad that I was, helpful in that conversation because when I got off the air and I got off the show and I said to myself, I said, wow. I said, that is the first time ever on my show I gave away bar secrets. But anyway, I digress. I digress.
Oops.
I've done everything on this show and then some.
Yeah, but if you missed the ingredients for both those drinks, you can hit me up on Twitter and I can give them to you.
Oh, absolutely, Sherry. I'm gonna try it. I definitely, the holidays are coming, and why not have a little around the Christmas tree? Anyway, I
Two shots for the Christmas tree. Oh, that's great. That's so great.
Anyway, we always have fun, me and Joe. We know each other. We got each other like right here, right here in cyberspace. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna put a bow on my show, and I'm telling you, this has been a lot of fun. Uh, just to let
Me too.
everybody know, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for the Raw watch along next Monday night, it will not be hitting the airwaves because I'm going to be at Raw live in Brooklyn. I'm going to be in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn to enjoy the 25th anniversary of DX. We are going to have so much fun in Brooklyn. I love the Barclays Center. Let me tell you something about this arena. This audience is so entertaining, and they're so passionate that they love every nuance of a match. But let me tell you something. If the match is boring and they don't like it, they will express it. And that is one thing I like about the Brooklyn crowd at the Barclays Center. They know what they like, and they know what they don't. But I think that the show is going to be great. I think Triple H is going to put on a fantastic show for everyone. It is the fallout from Extreme Rules, and it is the season premiere of Raw this Monday night, and we're going to have fun in the Barclays Center. I'm looking forward to it. I hope everyone will tune in to Raw this Monday night. I know I'm going to have fun in Brooklyn. I have been going to the Barclays Center consecutively now ever since WWE has debuted there with TLC. So I have been going to that building consecutively. I have seen every WWE event that they have produced from TLC all the way down to Survivor Series to Monday Night Raws to SmackDowns to everything. So we always have fun inside the Barclays Center, and Monday night's not going to be any different. So anyway, folks, that's going to do it for my show. I hope everyone will enjoy the Extreme Rules. I hope you have a safe weekend, Cherry. My love to you and your lovely daughter, and you
Thank
and
you.
your husband and everyone else in your family. And again, I will call upon you again in the
Absolutely.
future. And please, 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 everyone, please do not drink and drive, and have fun this weekend, please. Okay.
Yes.
Until I see you Saturday night for the Extreme Rules watch along, I'm Earl Cole, and that is Cherry. I will see you later. Good night, everyone.
Night.